Okay, good afternoon. My name is Kristen. I'm a school social worker here at Brown Middle School, and I'm here to be a support to you today as we process through today's traumatic event. Are you comfortable? Do you need anything?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay, good. Do you feel safe in this environment where we are?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do is kind of work through a process of today's event. And the first thing that we're going to do is just, I'm going to listen and I'll have you kind of tell me and paint a picture of what happened today.
Okay, so it was this morning at around 8:30. School had been going. We started at 8, and I was just the morning routine, telling the kids how the day was gonna go, what the plans were. And this man barges into the classroom and goes towards a little girl who sits near the back of the room, and he just starts beating her, and he beat her until she was unconscious, and then just stormed out and just took off in his truck.
Wow. Okay, so was the man in any relation to the girl in the back?
I later learned that it was her father.
Okay. Was this something that was unexpected? Has this happened before?
No, not at all. Like, I've never even heard of like with any of my other teacher friends.
Okay.
Like, there's
Never been an issue like that?
Like, here in the area, nothing that I've heard of.
Okay. So there wasn't any kind of signs from the student from that day? It was just a normal day?
Yeah, I mean, the day had just started, so I didn't notice anything. Nothing stood out.
Okay. Were you the only adult that was in the room?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, at first,
Okay.
until, right as he left, because he didn't sign in the front office, so,
okay.
That caught the attention of the secretary up front, and she went to find the principal, but by the time anyone had gotten there, it had already.
Okay. Was there any gruesome visuals that you saw?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The dad's face, he was probably strung out on something like that. Just the crazed look in his eye as he went after her, and then just little lifeless girl laying there. She's kindergarten, 5 years old.
Yeah. So what else did it look like? What else did you see?
That was the main thing that I remember was just him and then her, and then the looks of all the other kids.
Yeah, they were probably all in shock. Probably had never seen something like that happen. Yeah, so that's hard for you.
Yeah, and I can't imagine for them. I'm an adult, I know how to process this a little better than a 5-year-old.
Yeah. So the event was pretty quick. It just happened, and then he left after the secretary came in.
Yeah, he was out, and then he called the police, and then all of that eventually started. But
so he only hurt one student.
Yeah.
Oh, and which turns out is
his own
daughter. Okay. So thank you for sharing that. That sounded like you had a pretty traumatic morning, along with many others that were involved in that. So what I'm here for is to be any kind of resource for you, whatever needs that you or your students need. So is there something that comes to mind that you would need necessarily right now?
Well, I was thinking definitely for the children, if there was someone who could come in and maybe explain to them what had happened, and because I'm sure, I don't know how many of them are gonna want to come back to school. They don't know that was maybe her parent, or maybe they'll think their parent's gonna do that. Maybe that's what parents do.
Yeah. So just someone to come in and kind of reassure them that this is still a safe place and that they are still available to come to school. So what about some of the reactions that you had? Can you talk to me a little bit about that? Just the initial, I know you mentioned that the looks on everybody's faces in the classroom, it was a little bit of shock.
Yeah. And then they called, obviously, the kids' parents. They all left, so I'm not...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know how they're all dealing or doing, because they just left.
Yeah, just that initial event. Okay. So I just want to assure you that kids being in shock, that's a common reaction to have when there is a
Mhm.
traumatic event that's like that. So, what about you? Is there a picture that's stuck in your mind from the event that happened this morning?
Yeah, the little girl just laying there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's still
Mhm.
playing in your mind.
Yeah. Probably will forever.
Okay. Well, also today we're going to kind of talk about some things to help you, because I know you mentioned helping the class, and that's what your first thing was not to help yourself, but was to help your students. So, what are some things that we could do to help you?
Um, I don't know. I've never experienced anything like this. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what'll help.
Yeah, and that's understandable. That's okay that you have those thoughts, but maybe today we can kind of talk about that. So, what about a social support system? Do you have anything like that?
Yeah, I'm really close with some of the other teachers, and then some people at my church, and
Okay, so they'd be able to be there first.
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay, well that's good. I'm happy to hear that you have that support system. What are some other things that kind of help you?
Maybe like
What if there's been some event that's maybe happened in the past that hasn't necessarily been normal? It's been, just out of the blue and it upset you. What was something that you did to kind of help yourself? Maybe did you go get a massage? I know you mentioned that you talk to people, and which is good too.
Oh, I guess sometimes like I'll like take time off work and like go visit my family.
Okay, and that's helped you in the past? Okay, and is that something that you could see being a potential now, is to take some time off?
Yeah.
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 Okay. What steps do you need to take to be able to take time off?
Just pretty much just talk to the principal, which I'm sure they'll understand, and then just find a sub to cover and make sure all the lesson plans are done.
Yeah, of course. Okay, well, thank you for sharing that, and I think that sounds like a good plan. If you need any help with connecting with the principal or getting a sub, like that's what I'm here for, is to be a resource for you. Is there anything else that you'd like to mention or talk about?
That's good for now.
Okay, so does that plan sound like something that's feasible for you? And
yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming in, and I'm sorry about what happened this morning. That's rough.